What's going on, y'all? Hope you had a great day. So I am continuing on with my little chit chat on how I am preparing for a 2025. And today I am talking about the money, the moolah, the coins, the bag, you know what I mean, the money. So, obviously we need money to do things in life, even to live simply and live well. You still need money. You just don't need, well, for me, I don't need like a ton of money. It's nice to have it, but it's not the end all be all. So for me, when I'm thinking about my finances for 2025, first of all, like, I don't have a budget. I'm the girl I'm not dining out often. I'm not doing shopping hauls unless they're like Healthy Planet or food hauls. That's pretty much where most of my money goes, is to food, my supplements and things like that to, feed myself nutritious food. I'm not taking Ubers all over the city or anything like that. It's transit or I walk if possible. So my bills are fairly minimal. So I'm kind of dividing the finance thing into 4 categories. But let me know, do you work with a budget? Drop a comment and let me know if you work with a budget and if you are able to stay on budget. But the first category I usually think about is income. Nah, I don't think I'm one of those people that could focus on a yearly income. I focus more on monthly. I find that's easier for me, but if yearly is the thing for you, then think of whatever that number is for you. That is a little bit more than realistic. Maybe not delulu, but a good number, because I think each year going forward, you should want your income to increase. So me, I work on a monthly income. I do work a full-time job. I get paid twice a month, and so that's how I deal with my finances as far as my income is concerned. But, I'm planning on traveling again this fall and doing some activities every month, which I mentioned in, I think, my previous video, and those things cost money. So for savings, I always pay myself first. I think you should always pay yourself first. Now, some people pay their bills first, and some people will just go shopping first. I like to take a nice chunk out because then I know that is already handled, dealt with, sorted. And then the other thing I'm thinking about is okay, well, what else could I do to increase my income? So I know I might have some freelance work coming up with a designer, like an interior designer this year, which I'm looking forward to, just some styling stuff. I might create some digital products. I might actually offer a course, like a conscious closet cleanse or a clean beauty consult. My background is in fashion and beauty, but I will do a whole video just so you know who I am really and who you're dealing with, because I think that's important to know somebody's backstory that you're subscribed to. So those are the things that I'm thinking about, how much I could increase my money every month. And then I'm going to ask for a raise too in January, because, where I work, you have to ask for a raise or you won't get one. So that is what we're working on. So that's something to keep in mind for yourself. What's your income going to be, whether it's monthly or annually? What's that number going to be for you? The second category would be savings. This could be a tough one for a lot of people. But, life is life, and, we do what we can with what we can. Now, as I said, I usually take a chunk off of my paycheck every month. For me, because I rent, usually my first paycheck, I handle my savings and then whatever minimal bills that I have. My second paycheck pretty much goes towards my rent with a little bit extra left over. I think probably about 40% of a little over 40% of my monthly income goes to rent. And child, I'd be living in a studio apartment here in Toronto, so yeah, that's how we live in. But yes, think about how much you can save every month, and whether you keep that in a bank account, high interest, whether you keep cash on hand. Well, you should keep cash on hand regardless. You should keep cash on hand regardless, because we know technology can be a little finicky some days, and you never know when things are going to go down and you can't get money out of your bank. So just saying. But one of the things that I'm going to do this year, I started this a few years ago and I didn't follow through with it, but I'm going to do the 52-week savings challenge. Now, if you've never heard of that, basically you are saving the corresponding amount to the week of the year. So week 1, you would save $1. Week 25 of the year, you would save $25. But the goal is each week you are saving money, whether you want to keep that in a nice jar where you can see your money grow over the year, or you keep it in a bank account, you keep it under your mattress, wherever you want to keep it, that's totally up to you. But by the end of the year, you'll have over $1,300. And honestly, the most you're going to have to put in any given month is going to be in December, which would probably be just over $200. So I think this is a great lesson or exercise in discipline and consistency. So I'm planning to do that along with my regular savings that I do for myself. Now, there is this guy, Ramit Singh. I saw him on an episode of The Diary of a CEO, which, just as a side note, that's definitely a podcast you can check out on YouTube. I highly recommend it. The guy, Stephen Bartlett, British guy, young guy. He has some really interesting guests on that have like a lot of just informative information that you might find interesting. Diary of a CEO. But this guy, Ramit Singh, he had a little breakdown of how you should spend your money. He's somebody, I don't know how old he is. He's not, he might maybe be early 40s. He's like, don't buy a house. Like, it's better to rent, because of all the added expenses that come with the house. So I guess you kind of just look at your own life and what your goals are. But sometimes owning isn't always the best option. So that's something to think about. But I think he was like 5 to 10% of your earnings or your income should be saved. He had like a guilt-free spending percentage, which was like 20 to 30% of your income should be used on guilt-free spending. You want to go out for dinner, like you want to go buy this or buy that, 30%, 20 to 30% you should use for that. I will try to drop all in the comments, or not in the comments, in the description box, like his breakdown, because I forgot it in my living room over there. But it was quite fascinating. You could adjust it accordingly, but it was an interesting breakdown for somebody who's like, I'm sure he's a multimillionaire. So think about how much you can actually save, and also think about if there's ways that you can reduce your spending. For me, I have Spotify as a subscription. I don't have Netflix. I mean, I kind of just, borrow my friends, sign into her thing when I can sign in. But I don't watch a lot of Netflix, to be honest. I have Amazon Prime, which we all share as well, but I don't really watch much on Prime. Usually, to be honest, I'm watching YouTube, like interior stuff, style content on YouTube, home, like stuff, Italy, home tours, or not tours, but like homes that are for sale in Italy. I watch mostly YouTube. I haven't watched mainstream TV in months. So, I don't have any other subscriptions. Spotify, not giving that up. Best investment. Best, just yes. Just yes. Plus you get podcasts and things like that on there. So that's what I pay for. But if there's any other way, any other things you can cut back on, I think there really isn't much I can cut back on. I'm pretty there's not a lot. I have a couple of businessy subscriptions like Canva, my Stan Store, but other than that, our bills are minimum. We try to keep them as low as possible so we can at least save more. So that's something to think about when it comes to your savings. So drop a comment below though and let me know if you've heard of the 52-week money challenge, and if you think you might try it. I'm definitely doing it. The third category I think of is investing. Now, obviously, you should be saving money for yourself. The old adage, save 3 to 6 months worth of your income, your monthly expenses, but you should also invest as well. Now, caveat here, disclaimer, I am not a financial guru, expert, or anything like that. I've made my share of financial mistakes in the past. I'm not judging anybody out there. Like I said, you do what you can with what you have. For me personally, I've been investing in precious metals, silver in particular, with a little bit of gold. I don't do the crypto thing. I really don't understand it. can't wrap my brain around it, so I don't do that. I don't have anything in the stock market. Me personally, I don't know if that's the safest. I don't know if that's the safest place for me to put my money. But yeah, precious metals is where it's at for me. So again, do your research. I just feel like that is, for me, I feel the most comfortable with. So do your research if you're interested in that sort of thing. But yeah, figure out how much you can invest monthly. I mean, I think it's always good to have, your financial dollars and then a little bit of investment that can grow as you grow older. And then last but not least would be the spending. What are we spending our money on? You know me, I'm going traveling again, but I'm doing my monthly activities, solo dates. I'm doing stuff around my apartment, things that I want to, zhuzh up, and just some things, some decorating and restyling and stuff like that. I'm working on that this year, but what are you doing? Do you have any big ticket items that you are planning to purchase this year? Start planning ahead and saving for that from now, if you haven't been already. If you're planning to travel, where are you going? Have you researched how much it's going to cost? Flights, accommodations, trains, planes, automobiles, all of that kind of stuff. Are you somebody who wants to get on the, sustainable bandwagon? I shouldn't say bandwagon, honestly, but live more sustainably, because that does unfortunately cost more. So, to eat organic, it does cost more, but you can't put a price on your health. So, I think it's really all about thinking about what your priorities are. What are your priorities for 2025 that you need to figure out how much money you need to do that, or just what your activities are going to be. How are you living life in 2025, and how much is it going to cost you? Those are the things that I am thinking about as I look ahead to the new year. I know I gotta, maybe cut back on a few things. Yeah, not really. I mean, I don't do shopping hauls. Yeah, I really don't. I feel like I live a boring life, which is really sad to say, but life has gotten a little bit more costly, and the cost of living here in Toronto it's up there, y'all. It's up there. So I'm grateful that my place is pretty affordable, even though it's 40% of my income, or if not a little bit more. But yeah, those are the kind of the things that I just want to put out there, what I'm thinking about for 2025, how I can maximize my dollars. And that's one of the reasons why I also thrift. It is easy on the wallet. But again, not everything I thrift or can thrift or want to thrift. But yeah, just think about your spending habits, how you can save a little bit more, and what you want to spend your money on. So that's about it, I think, for the financial side of things, or what I'm looking, how I'm preparing for 2025 when it comes to my finances. So yeah, let me know what you think. Drop any comments or questions below, and I think I might do just one more video. I'm just determining. This has been a lot, y'all. I've never posted every day. It's definitely been a lesson in consistency. I can say that I'm proud of myself for doing it, because it can be hard, y'all. It can be hard. But these types of videos where I'm just talking and not showcasing or featuring anything are much easier for me to record and post, because it doesn't require a lot of editing. So I just wanted to put that out there as well. So in true fashion, thank you for watching. Hope you found something of value in this video, and until the next time, thanks for watching.